and welcome to day one of Coach Basics. I am so excited that you're here. My name is Alex Bunton. I'm the leader of the Fearless Rebels, and I can promise you that I will never take it lightly when somebody decides to take the next step in their business. I know it's scary, it's out of your comfort zone, but it's also going to be something that's going to change your life. And I really 100% truly believe that because it's totally changed mine, and I've seen hundreds of other people's lives that it's changed, so it can totally change yours. But again, I just wanted to say thanks for joining. What you can expect from these next 3 weeks, they're Monday through Friday. I'll be making a video and posting it every single morning, and from that video you'll have a training topic which I'll go over, and then also I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. That way you just are like, what does she mean? And then I'll leave you with some action items. What I ask for you is that you stay engaged during this 3 weeks, okay? It's so important that you are posting, that you are asking questions, that you are here with us during the next 3 weeks for you to be as successful as you can during the next 3 weeks and going forward. I'll be posting 2 to 3 action items every single day. Throughout the day, make sure you jump on, watch this video, and then complete the 2 to 3 action items that I give. I promise they're not going to be hard. They might push you a little outside your comfort zone, but I wouldn't be a leader if I didn't do that, right? I only want the best for you, and this is, I know how to get you that best. So what else? I guess I'll just start with your first training. Today's your first training, and it's an easy one. It's all about you. That's right. This is about your story, okay? We all have a story. And I know when I first started, I didn't think I had a story. I didn't go, when I was listening to all the other coaches, you hear them on the National Wake Up Call, you hear them at conference or summit or Super Saturdays or wherever, and they always have these mega success stories. Maybe they lost a ton of weight, maybe they were able to overcome like a lot of life things, and become the person they are today. And I started thinking, I'm like, man, I lost 15, 20 pounds, which, it's a good, like, I'm totally comfortable and happy with that. But it wasn't like 50, 70, 100 pounds that these people were losing. I didn't have anything major in my life, I really guess, to get over or to overcome. So I was like, who's going to listen to me? My story is kind of lame. But the more I thought about it, and the more I learned about it, I realized that no, everybody has a story, and everybody's story is relatable. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I do want to touch on, it's so important to share a story, to share your story every single day. Whether that's a massive, here's my whole life story, or, a quick little blurb of your story that day. Maybe your kid did something, maybe your dog did something, maybe you succeeded at something, maybe you failed at something that day, which is okay, just be you, be real, and that's what people see, and that's what people follow, and that's who people get to know, and that's who people get to trust. And when they know you and when they trust you, they're going to come to you when they're ready to make a change in their life. That I can guarantee. So let's talk about your story, okay? So here are some thought starters that you can have when you're thinking about, well, what could I share about me and my story? Maybe when it comes to Beachbody, what's the first thing that drew you to Beachbody? Was it the people? Was it the weight loss? Was it the opportunity? Was it Shakeology? Was it Shaun T? I don't know. But maybe what drew you to Beachbody? Another one is what convinced you it was the right thing to do. As much as we hate to admit it, we all have to be convinced, especially when we're making a change of this size. Starting your fitness journey is a big thing. It really is, and it's tough, and it's out of your comfort zone. And even though you think you might know what to do right, it's still not easy to do. And so it takes somebody to decide that and to commit to that to be successful. So maybe what convinced you that it was finally the right time. I know what convinced me is I was at that healthy level of disgust. I really was. I wasn't happy with where my body was at. I wasn't happy with what I saw in the mirror. I wasn't happy with the way things were fitting. And so I was at that healthy level of disgust, and that's what convinced me and inspired me really to make a change. and to go in the direction of what I wanted for myself and my body. Another one is, what are your goals? People can relate to goals. People like to hear that maybe you want to lose 10 to 20 pounds or lose some inches or tone up or get some abs. And I guarantee you, if you said that, I'm like, I want to do that too. I relate to that. Or maybe you have business goals. I have a lot of business goals, maybe you want to eventually be able to stay home with your kids, or maybe you want to travel the world, or maybe you want to buy a new house, or maybe you want to just buy a new refrigerator, or maybe just treat yourself to a mani-pedi, or I don't know what that looks like for you, but we all have goals. So I want you to think about them, write them down, and that's something that you can share because those are relatable to a lot of people. Last thing is, what do you hope it will do for you and your family? This is a big one. These are also like goals, but it's not only about you, it's your family too, and people can relate to that. People can relate to, not only do I want it to help me live a healthy lifestyle, but I want to be an example for my kids. I want them to grow up maybe better life than I had. I don't want them to have to worry about money, or I don't want them to worry about this or that. So, what is it going to do for you and your family? Do you want to leave a legacy? There's so many different things that it can do. And so these 4 little topics, people can relate to what you're going to share in those things. On top of those, just share who you are and what you're about, maybe what your values are. People will relate. People will start to follow and trust and get to know. So I'm just going to quickly share, a little bit about my story because, again, it's so important. So my story started, back in college. I've been an athlete my whole entire life. I've always loved fitness. I've always loved helping people. And so out of college, I was looking for something to do. I needed a good sweat session because my 4 years in college, somebody was telling me exactly how to run, what to lift, what to eat. And so when you get out of that environment, you're like, what do I do? I was a gym rat, but going to the gym every single day wasn't helping. It wasn't changing my body, even though I was spending hours in the gym. It wasn't helping. Imagine that. Maybe you can relate to that. So I got sucked into an insanity infomercial. Not sure if you guys have ever seen a Beachbody infomercial, but they do a really good job of convincing you that you need it and that you're going to love it and you're going to get these results. So I got on the phone and bought Insanity, popped it in. I loved it. Shanti was great, and completed the 2 months. It was awesome. I felt more in shape than I ever felt in my whole entire life. I didn't put the food side to it yet, but as far as the conditioning and the workouts, it was what I was looking for. It's what I wanted, and I could see changes in my body. During that time, I didn't have a coach though because I ordered off an infomercial. I had no idea what a coach was. And so I didn't know about taking pictures or measurements or any of that kind of stuff. I just kind of popped it in and did it and hoped for the best, really. But after those 2 months, I felt great. I didn't really have a lifestyle down though because I didn't change my eating habits. And, at the end of the day, that's something that you can pop in, pop out whenever you wanted to. I didn't have somebody holding me accountable, so only did it when I felt like it. Fast forward a handful of years later, I moved to Utah and I started working at Beachbody, and I became a director of sales in the Northeast, which means I worked with the top coaches. I worked with them every single day. I worked with them on their business, on just their life, on whatever it looked like, how to build volume, how to get new coaches. And throughout this time, I saw what they did every day. We had a Facebook business page, and I was friends with all of them, and every day I saw their life, and I saw what they did that day. They were at the beach, they were doing this with their kids, they got up at 10 a.m., and I was like, holy cow, that's the life I want. And so after a year and a half of watching that and learning from them and learning from my colleagues, I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do with the rest of my life. I want to be a Beachbody coach. I want to live my life by my rules, and I just want to help a ton of people get fit, get healthy, live an awesome life, and maybe even start a business, which would be super cool. So in January, I quit and I became a Beachbody coach, and I haven't regretted it once. I can promise you that. It has changed my life completely. It's me. This is totally me. And if you like working out, if you like feeling healthy, if you like helping other people do those two things, this is you. And that's why I love Beachbody, because I feel like it's for everyone who likes those things. And I feel like a lot of people do. Even if they tell you they don't, deep down, they want to feel good. They want to feel healthy. They want to help other people, because that's just human beings. It's something that's never going to go away. I got to know the Carl Daikeler, the CEO, and I saw his vision, not only now, but long term, what he wants to do with his company, where he wants to go with it, how many people he wants to help. And it's just something I can 100% get behind and pour all of my love and passion into. So here I am, and it is now a handful of months later. My business is booming, and I think it's just because I love it and I'm so passionate about it, and I don't mind sharing that. I don't mind sharing it on social media, sharing my life, sharing my story, because again, that's what changes not only you but other people's lives. You know, a lot of people say that they don't want to sell. They're not a salesperson. And to that, I say you don't have to be. And it's probably better that you're not, because this isn't about selling. This is all about sharing your story. People aren't going to buy something if you just put a picture of Shanti up and say it's $140. Like, people won't care about that. They'll probably unfollow you. But if you're sharing about your life, if you're sharing about your fitness journey, if you're sharing just about your life story, people like that stuff. People can relate to that stuff, and they'll follow you, and again, they'll get to know you, and again, they'll get to trust you. So when it's time for them to make a change, they'll come to you. So that's just a little bit about my story. So today, I want you guys to think about your personal story. I want you to take some notes down, jot down what you think you can share about it, what could be relatable to other people, and really be you. Okay, that's the most important part of this training, is just to be you, because it's your story, it's nobody else's. So it's not like you can copy other people. Like, this is you, and be you. So action items: think about your story, jot some things down, and share with us. Share your story with us, because I love to hear other people's stories. It gets me inspired, it gets me motivated, and I think you'll find that too. And I don't feel like, you know, we'll be able to help you as much as possible if we don't really know your story. So take a little bit of time today, share your story with us. Would love to do over video. This is just on my iPhone, so I just took it, I'm gonna upload it to the page. Super easy. Don't worry about messing up. That's you, that's us, that's real life. People can relate to that. So don't worry about messing up or what you look like or whatever that sounds like. Just quickly make a video of your story and share it with us. So that's your action item for today. If you want to go one step further, would love for you to share it on your personal page. I know that sounds scary, and that might be way out of your comfort zone, but again, I promise, the more you do it, and probably the earlier you start doing it, you're going to get over it, and you're going to become such an awesome coach, because you're not going to be afraid to share you and your story, and that's what's going to move your business and move your fitness journey and everything in that area. So again, action items: think about your story, write it down, share it with us on this page. Bonus, share it with your personal page. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm so excited for the next 3 weeks. I think they're going to be great. You're going to learn a lot. By the end of it, you're definitely going to be Emerald. You're going to be at least Success Club 5, and you're going to be well on your way to being a successful coach and living the life that you want and deserve. Okay? All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.